Live.
on YouTube. All right, we're live.
Oh, hello
This is our
everyone.
second episode.
I know.
We have to create a cool name if we're gonna do this every week.
I know we do. We have to start brainstorming. Can we
Yeah,
ask Chat GPT?
yeah. And we have asked GPT to make a description for this
Uh-huh. I did
podcast.
ask Chat GPT for thought evoking questions yesterday.
Oh my goodness, you did?
I did.
In what voice did you want it to do it in?
Well, no, I don't want it. It just typed it out for me.
What was the best question that it came up with?
I think these questions are too deep for us to just like go off the top of our head. Like I think we have to like research and have a firm stance on them.
Wait, give me one.
The impact of urbanization on real estate development and affordability.
Oh, perfect. So in Boyle Heights,
Perfect.
that's actually a great question because it's like a live
have
example.
10 of
Yeah, I went to Boyle Heights recently, and so Boyle Heights is East LA. That's where I
I
grew
was
up.
just there.
Oh, I love it. Well, and I went to like my old restaurant that I like to go to eat seafood because they have ceviche that's
What
ridiculously
restaurant is
good.
it?
Siete Mares.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know what
Well,
restaurant you're talking about.
yeah. And so like across the street, there's like this brewery pizza parlor with like a amphitheater on top for like a rock band to play. So I had to walk in there
Yeah.
because I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing in my neighborhood?
hmm
Right? And it's like one of the first places that Boyle Heights has accepted as they started to try to gentrify it. Now, when I was growing up there, they tried to gentrify it and coffee shops started to sprout up. And the locals went and broke the windows, spilled oil on the front. Like they're like, we're not get the
Yeah.
white people out of here because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but now it looks like they're starting to accept it. But it's the owners like first generation Mexican American,
Okay.
so they're more accepting of it. But
Yeah.
if they put a Whole Foods instead of an El Super, price is about to
Or an
skyrocket.
Erewhon?
I'm sorry,
Where they get an Erewhon?
I don't know what that is. I know.
Cammy, do you know what Erewhon is? You know why my white person is showing right now?
Yeah, your privilege. Your privilege is showing.
Erewhon is like bougier than Whole Foods. It is insane. They make majority of things like in-house. It's like the healthiest of the health foods. They sell $20 smoothies there. It's crazy. I went on Thursday, I think. Yeah, on Thursday I went. Honestly, it didn't live up to the hype for me. I thought it was going to be better. But I also went to the one in Pasadena instead
Okay.
of the other one. I don't know where the other one is. I think it's like more LA.
Yeah, Whole Foods is pretty bougie for me. I
Yeah,
walk in Whole
so you
Foods, I feel
would
different.
die at Erewhon. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I pick up my pants when I walk into Whole Foods.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's
Okay.
a great question. Yeah, the urbanization is ridiculous. If they,
Mhm.
you see it in Inglewood, like you couldn't drive by it. And now that Disney owns a stadium with
Mhm.
Stan Dunsky, with the guy who owns the Rams, and they built the stadium. Now they built all around it. Those prices fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Seventh Wonder Laboratory commented, I never fool.
I never
I
what?
guess you
Been
never been on Erewhon either.
Dude, if they're okay. I didn't know it existed until I saw it on TikTok. And then I was like, oh, I have to go. But there's like Hailey Bieber has a smoothie there. It's definitely, yeah. It's bougie.
What kind of smoothie does Hailey Bieber have?
Oh my gosh. It's like a strawberry cream smoothie. I don't know. I didn't have it. It has like coconut cream in it, but it's like 20 something dollars for this smoothie. And I thought about ordering it, but I was feeling under the weather. So I was like, I'm not going to get it.
Look at this guy. He said, I never felt more out of class than in a Sprouts.
Wait, I like Sprouts.
I love Sprouts, yeah. I love Sprouts. I get raw nuts. That's my breakfast is Sprouts every day. It's raw nuts, berries, Greek yogurt.
Oh.
It's the most optimal meal you can ever have. With some raw honey.
Watch out.
Yeah. Big change from fucking chorizo burritos.
Yeah.
Still.
Those are smacking though.
So good. Dude, I posted the other day I was at King Taco. I got so much hate for that.
Aww. Why? People don't like King Taco?
I guess not. It's like the In-N-Out thing where people are like, I don't like In-N-Out, and I want to slap everyone who says I don't like In-N-Out. Just fucking, I can't even be friends with them. Like, it's like you count the knuckles on the back of my hand right now.
Count the knuckles.
It's so bad. Like, people from Texas are like, oh, In-N-Out's not that great. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, that is not something you're allowed to say. Anyways.
I love In-N-Out. And I don't even eat meat. I just eat a grilled cheese from there.
Your white privilege is really showing today.
I don't
You're
eat
like, I can have a restricted diet.
I don't eat any meat. I literally do not eat any meat. And I haven't eaten meat for like 5+ years now.
Why don't you eat meat?
Cammy's like, oh boy.
Why don't you eat meat? Cammy, do you eat meat? Did you? Why can't we hear you?
No?
Oh, there you are.
There you are. Cammy eats meat.
No, Cammy, your headphones don't perform well. Yeah.
Stop them.
Where's
We
your
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
That's
But the
what-
oh my god, we couldn't hear. No, we can't.
Here we go again.
I do eat meat. I do eat meat. Yeah,
Yes.
I love meat. I can live without. But why you don't eat meat, Mari?
So I went and got my blood work done and I had high cholesterol. And at that point, oh no, did we lose Cammy? Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that point it didn't. Oh, hi, you're back. But yeah, I got my my blood work done. It said my cholesterol was high, and then I actually went full vegan, and I didn't eat like any dairy, any meat, anything. But it's just where we live, it's not sustainable to stay vegan just because, I mean, I guess you can do it if you absolutely want to, but I didn't love it. And on top of that, there's not like a lot of places to eat that cater to people who don't eat meat or dairy of any sort. So it just didn't work out for my husband and I. But then when my husband proposed to me, I decided I was eating meat again. And then I decided to stop eating meat again. And then it just kind of stuck. And I haven't eaten meat for 5+ years at this point.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I know a lot of people think it's wild to not eat meat or like they could never do it. And I respect whatever people's choices are. However, it just works best for me. And I like the way I feel not eating meat. Of course, there's times where I'm like, yeah, I would love to eat a steak or something. But, you know, at this point, I've come so far. I don't know if I would go back unless I were to get pregnant. Then and my doctor advised it, then probably. But other than
You
that,
trying to get pregnant? Did you just drop that?
no,
I'm
no,
gonna clip that out.
no, not right now. Definitely not. I don't want to have a kid right now.
I'm trying to convince one of my loan officers to have a kid.
Oh, which one?
Eddie?
Oh, I think I know which one that one is from your videos.
Just shows how diverse all of our needs are. Like real estate.
Yeah, right. What about Cammy? We want Cammy to have a baby.
Cammy, what's up? No,
We lost you.
yeah, Cammy's gonna start cooking meat right now in front of us.
You're muted.
Cammy, you're muted.
There you go.
Good?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
No, we
You gotta,
lost
get off, you gotta get off your AirPods.
Yeah.
your AirPods. Do not want to be helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on. Okay, let's just leave them alone. So yeah, I don't know. All my family, everybody like wants us to have, but I don't know. I feel like we have so many like goals and things to do right now that having a kid is. I mean, I know that you will never be ready, like technically, but I don't know. I'm waiting like a couple years. We wanted to travel. By the way, we're leaving this summer. We're going out of country to travel. So I wanted to do a couple things first before. I want to, establish more, like the business, the real estate, learn more, because once you get pregnant, you have a limit time to work, and yeah. So we'll see.
It's so crazy, like the difference in like women having kids in the US versus like Canada. Like when Tia had the baby, they got a year. She got a year of maternity leave. Like here, it's like 6 weeks back in office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And men only get, I think, 4. Is it 4 weeks here or less than
We
that?
get 0. We don't get it.
No idea.
I thought
Nothing?
though that I thought you got something,
They give you something,
but it's like unpaid. Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, but like as a guy, you never. I was
Which is
pre-approving
crazy
people in the
because
labor.
it's so hard for women, and like the things that your hormones go through after you have a child is crazy. And then to not give men any sort of time to be home with their wives and be helpful during that time period is crazy to me. It's like, I feel like women need all the help they get once they have a child. Your hormones are all over. A lot of women have postpartum depression. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But I mean, I feel like the US does us dirty on so many things. Of course, they're just going to add this to it.
Hey, this is the best country on earth. Like, literally,
It's the
there
best.
is literally
Talk to
There's-
Tony about these things.
there is literally no better place on earth than the U.S. Like 0. There's 0 place. Okay, name one. Name one place that's better.
I
than
mean, I
that.
haven't done immense research. I just know that if you were like, hey, here's a ticket, you'll have a job here, you'll be good, go wherever you want.
Where-
Like, I
where?
probably wouldn't choose the US. I would
Where?
want to move to like, I don't know, like the Netherlands or somewhere.
Oh, to an all-white, predominantly white place.
Okay, listen.
Interesting. Interesting. Where it's predominantly white and nationalistic.
Okay.
That's your argument?
Okay, first of all, I do not care whether there's white people there, whether there's black people there, whether there's Hispanic people, Asian
No,
people.
I'm just saying. This is a melting pot. This is why we have issues.
Yes,
because
yes, and I
there's
love
so
that
many
it's,
different
I
cultures.
love that it's a melting pot. But do I think like the governing bodies are always the best? No.
Where do you want me to go with that?
No, that's just my opinion on it.
But and how lucky are you to be able to voice that opinion?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
me.
I came here from Colombia, and
Oh yeah, Cami has a great perspective.
yeah, the perspective of life, of like in Colombia we live like in survival. Like you don't have enough income to cover everything. I believe it's the same here, but here is better. Even though you need 2 or 3 people to be able to support or like provide in a home. So I feel like over there we are like, I would say, like in survival all the time, and we get comfortable. I feel like I feel like here the environment is more like there is opportunities. If you work hard, you can make it. Like there's so many things for you to take advantage of, like not in a bad way, but in a good way. Like there's so many opportunities that if you're not doing it, it's because you don't want to. In Colombia, it's because you really can't. There's so much, for certain people that it's very hard. Definitely, we advance more here, and that's something that my sister is coming to here to study English and to start her career here, and it's definitely easier than there. Sadly, but yeah.
No, I'm with you 100%. Like, when I go to Mexico to visit my parents, Christmas, I did a whole toy drive because I started a toy drive because I was talking to my mom, and she goes, "You're not going to believe this shit." She's in Spanish because she doesn't speak a lick of English after 50 years in the U.S. And she's like, we had the thing for the kids, like a festival at the town, and they gave out these like 99-cent plastic balls to the kids and just kind of threw them out, and the kids scrambled to try to get them. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
and at that moment, without a thought, I like wired her a bunch of money. I was like, "Go to the store, go buy toys for all the kids."
Yeah.
And their economy, at least localized, is all supported by Americans. And like I tell my mom and my dad all the time, like, "Dude, thank you so much. Like, if I would have been born in Mexico, for sure I'd be dead because I would have joined the cartel." Like, but they came here to give us the opportunity. This is the place you get an opportunity. Where I would say you're right, Madison, is if you're going to retire. I wouldn't
Mhm.
retire and
yeah.
I don't plan to retire in the US.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
think, I
a third
mean,
world country.
we all have different backgrounds, right? I don't have immigrant parents, right? I am white. My parents have generations and generations here in the United States. So I think, yeah, it is different. The way you guys see different things than I do. Yeah, I do live a privileged life. I can't argue that at all. So it is different for me. I guess I look at what I have and then how I feel the US could do better. And then for you guys, you kind of look at what your parents had or where Cami essentially came from in Colombia. And then she's like, okay, well, the US is better in comparison to that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's all just different perspectives and different backgrounds. But I will never argue that I'm privileged. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, of course it always could be better, but
Yeah.
as it is, it's better than a lot of things. Yeah.
Did you guys vote yesterday?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I really didn't. And I feel badly about it. I do. I feel badly about it. And I'm embarrassed that we're on live. And I just said, no, I didn't vote yesterday.
No, it's okay.
Did you do? Did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
I didn't really know either. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what?
No, I didn't know. I felt so dumb too. My sister's like a hardcore Republican. She texted me. She goes, "You voting for Trump?" And I go, "Of course." And then she's like, "Okay, well, vote. Make sure you vote today." And I was like, "I don't know if I'm registered to vote, dude. I haven't voted since I was 18, and there's gonna be a problem when I run for president." So
There will be a problem. Yeah.
she was like, I don't even know how to do that, dude. And like, she sent me so many like links to like figure out where you're registered. Turns out I'm registered as a Republican in Temecula for mail-in ballots. So then I was like, did I even get a mail-in ballot? But I don't check my mail. So by then it's too late. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I received those mails, but I'm like, I don't know. Let me get settled here first in the United States, then think about politics, you know.
Well, and it's crazy because there's more information on how to make a delicious dessert on TikTok than how to go vote.
It's true. No, it is true.
Not even, there's not enough information for you to. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any good real estate pointers
Oh gosh.
this week?
This week? What do you mean? Like, do I have any for this week?
Yeah. Is there any real estate talk that we're gonna hit this week?
I have my questions here.
Oh, go shoot another one.
My deep questions. Okay, actually, I really wanted to get your opinion, Tony, because you grew up in the LA area. Obviously, I go to LA to visit Daniel's family. They live in El Monte. And one of the things that, what?
Tommy's Burger in El Monte, the original. Oh, so
I've
good.
never been there. But anyways, they live in El Monte. And every time I go, you know, we end up walking the dogs or whatever. And every time you see these houses that they all have huge lots, right? In El Monte, majority of the homes over there, at least in the neighborhood my in-laws live in, have very large lots. And, you know, over time, they get bought out and then they get destroyed and then they put up these McMansions. And of course, to me, that's gentrification. I think it eventually will push the people who have lived in El Monte their whole life out. But what are your thoughts, Tony, on things like that? Being that you grew up and lived in LA, and like you said, you've seen like the transition of Boyle Heights, areas like that. What are your thoughts on things like gentrification in the LA area, somewhere that you've been?
So there's a couple points, right? Because you see it on both ends, where the block I grew up is zoned for R4. So you can put 4 units on one lot, and they're huge lots. So where I grew up in a triplex. Mm-hmm. Down the block, they took 2 single-family residents, and now they're putting up 4 units. So there's 8 now. That instead of there being 2 houses, there's 8. Yeah. It's already impossible to find parking in LA.
Yeah.
So there's also a point to the cost of living. So when you look at that pocket in Boyle Heights where I grew up, it doesn't seem like they're going to gentrify it towards a more affluent habitant. Like it looks like they're going to try to keep it within that first generation, more catered to the Mexican American community, really segregating us and keeping us in that pocket, which is very interesting because we're 3 miles from downtown. And as far as real estate goes, like that's prime real estate because you're centered to all the different freeways. So when I see stuff like that, it bothers me. I would rather see someone take down a house and put up a beautiful home, and like a first or second generation Mexican American moves in and make it a little bit more affluent, because with that comes better schools. It comes with better parks. It comes with more involvement in the community. When you have 8 units that just drop into a block, I can with 99% certainty tell you that none of those people are joining the PTA, that none of those people are going to do anything for the neighborhood. They're too busy worried about paying rent. So it doesn't do anything for the community, except it makes it more populated, and it's already overpopulated. Now, when you go more towards El Monte, or Downey's a perfect example where this happened. Downey now has some really affluent neighborhoods. Now you're starting to see more of a rise. You're starting to see Panera Breads. You're starting to see Portos there. You're starting to see all these different opportunities for the residences. More chains are coming in. There's more money being brought in. The school district starts to improve. And so there's a negative. And hold on, I'm going to close this door. There's a downside in that it becomes unaffordable for the new incoming personnel. So you want to go buy a house in Downey, it's probably a mil to 1.5 in a really nice neighborhood. On the other side, the families that already have a footprint there and have their house, it benefits the kids. It benefits the kids because now there's more money in the schools. There's more money in everything that's around them. They start to get safer neighborhoods. There's more cops. It just benefits the people who hold. The people who have to sell and for whatever reason want to get out, a lot of times they're older, the kids moved out, there's no reason for them to stay. Now here comes a flipper, they flip the property, and now it goes to the highest bidder. And here comes Mr. Jones, who's got 4 generations of American, owns a Subway. Like, you know, he's going to make the neighborhood look different. Is it bad? Are they going to get everybody out? It's going to take 10 generations. One of the reasons why California doesn't get gentrified easily, like say a neighborhood in Texas or a neighborhood in the Midwest, is because the property taxes stay the same. So because the property taxes don't increase every year or every 2 years, they're able to absorb their parents' and grandparents' property taxes. And so there's no reason for them to have to get out.
But then I also think it like begs the question, because so then you see homes though that are not, unfortunately, they're like not being taken care of. So you see red tagged homes, things like that, which I think brings another question of like, once people purchase these homes, right, you can be in your home for 10, 15 years. And unfortunately things happen, right? So like Cami had a client who has been in their house for like 10 years and they're worried they're going to get foreclosed on because they can't now make the payments.
They got to sell.
Yes. But what about people who can make the payments, but then say they can't afford the maintenance on the home? If you're struggling to afford, like if you need a new roof, my husband's aunt needed a new roof, you know, she doesn't have the money to pay for that. She ended up going to, I mean, and this is an amazing thing. She went to Habitat for Humanity, and they agreed to do her roof as long as she gave them food and all these things. And she had to like, you know, supply the restroom for them and make sure everything was comfortable for them. But as far as programs in California, there isn't a ton of programs for helping this person who was able to get in this home. I mean, for my husband's aunt, it was like 20 plus years ago. But if she's not able to pay for a new roof or air conditioning or things like that, the home will get ruined over time. So as far as programs in California, I was looking this morning because I wanted to bring it up as a topic of conversation on here, but I was honestly struggling to find like resources for
There's not a
people.
ton.
Yeah, which I think is also a place where we're lacking as far as not like us, but like as far as real estate. We're pushing people to buy these homes and do these things. And this is all part of the dream, right? But yet there isn't programs for people who can achieve the dream and then maybe run into bumps along the road and can't afford to keep their house up to what the city deems is safe. But then what happens? It gets reg tagged. If the person can't then fix the items the city has caused and deemed to be an issue, then what happens to the home? Then it gets sold to an investor.
But that's so rare, Madison, that a house will get red tagged. That's so
I know,
rare.
but like
And
I
there's
still just think the point of like the fact that there's not resources to help people who were
there
able
are resources. They're called credit cards.
yeah, but then what? But then we further cause the issue of people getting more into debt, more able to unafford or not afford things.
Unfortunately, there's a cost of living, and
Yeah,
you're in a place where you don't get to live for free. And so if you're going to own a home,
I don't think
part
it's
of it is
to live for
having to maintain it. If you can't afford the maintenance, then you have to go rent. And luckily, you're in a marketplace where homes appreciate at a rate of 6 to 10% a year. And forget when we lower rates and cause inflation. Then you're talking about 12, 15%, and they can go sell for $100,000 and pocket 80 or pocket 60 grand, money that they would have never saved up.
Yeah.
And then go rent. You know, I had this conversation recently with somebody. They're like, dude, I got X amount of debt. I have X amount of equity. I was like, well, you can't get equity out of your house just like that. Like, you got to qualify for it. And if you have that much debt, your credit's probably shot. So now you're in this weird, what comes first, the chicken, the egg, because your credit's shot. So you can't tap the equity. So you have to sell and you have to go restart. You have to go restart, sell your house, go rent for a year, clean up all your credit, get better practices, meet with a financial planner, and then we can restart the process.
Mhm.
But right now, unfortunately, and this is where, you know, I could be more compassionate, but you're SOL.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality. Cammie's client, within about 4 minutes, I was like, you gotta sell your house, dude.
Yeah.
And then we gave them options. I said, here's how you bail yourself out if you want to take a loan. But there's one rule in finance that the banks don't want to advertise. And this is what I tell everybody. Desperate money is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Desperate money is expensive. And if you're desperate and you need cash, there's ways to get it, but you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, can we do more? Yeah. You know, Proposition H in California got $5 billion about 5 years ago.
Wow.
There's more homeless people now
Mm-hmm.
than when Proposition H was passed. So where's the money really going? Local Congress?
I don't know. That's why it wouldn't.
It would cost about 20 bill. It would cost about 20 bill to end homelessness.
Yeah.
And we had 5. And have you been to Skid Row when you came to LA?
Not in a long time, no.
It looks like EDC at 3 a.m. Like, it's just ramsacked. It looks like you're at a zombie apocalypse mixed with a rave. Like, it's horrible. It's so scary. I don't. And what's crazy is they have LA Arts District right there, like 2 blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be these 22-year-old girls walking around in small skirts, and they're 2 blocks away from Skid Row. And I'm like, you're gonna get eaten alive.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I went on a tangent there, but to make your point, like, it would be great if there's programs to help people fix their houses. There's PACE loans that used to be a thing. They're getting outlawed because they were criminal in nature. They ended up screwing over the person because the people at PACE weren't willing to subordinate themselves. They wanted to get their money, but that was more of a county program to be able to help with repairs. You know, there's always ways, but like I said, there's desperate money is expensive.
Yeah.
If you bought a house that's beat up, you got to be able to tolerate that you're going to have to fix it.
Yeah.
To put money aside every month to any, repairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, that's just not the reality for a lot of people to be able to have extra money to put aside.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I love that. All right, that's a good.
Wait, I had one more question for you.
All right. I mean, hey, we're at 30 minutes. Look at
Okay.
that.
Well, I wanted your opinion on the tagging of the abandoned high rises in LA.
Ooh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
The tagging of the abandoned high rises?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh, you don't know about that? Okay. So there's I believe it's in downtown LA, there are 2 abandoned high-rise apartment buildings. It was basically built by some developer, and then he ran out of money and left the project behind. That's my understanding of it, at least. I might not be correct on everything. And then basically over time, these, graffiti artists have come in and tagged the building at almost every single window in this building. I mean, it's insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so some people are horrified by it. They're like, this is disgusting. How dare you? It's like making it look trashy. But then the other half of people are like, well, these were sitting abandoned for however long. Nobody's even batted an eye at them. With the current homeless situation on Skid Row, yet we have apartment buildings here that need to be finished and could house plenty of people. I know that's probably not the thought process you'd have on it, but that's kind of the point on why they started, putting the art on the windows, was to bring attention to the building. And I think it's amazing. However, I was wondering your opinion on it.
Wow. Well, first off, in the past life, I loved partaking in the colorification of the streets of LA.
Mm-hmm. Not for legal purposes. Not to be used for legal purposes.
Yeah, not to incriminate myself.
Yeah.
Well, graffiti is a part of the LA culture, and when you see when you see graffiti like this, it's more artistic.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I want at my next office, I'm actually going to have my tattoo artist do graffiti in my office because it's something that I love. And in my garage, I've asked them already to design something for my back wall. Mm-hmm. So I love it. To me, that's art. That's just because that's where I come from. This is also vandalism. So the Republican in me is obvious. Lock them up. No, at the end of the day, some of it's great, some of it's not. If they're just putting their name out or they're doing something that's a design, none of this looks like it's edifying any gangs or. No, and I don't think so. So
my understanding was the whole reason for doing it was to bring awareness to the fact that these buildings are just abandoned, and meanwhile people need housing.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I look at this as art. Is it wrong? Yes. Regardless, it's vandalism. But the part of me that grew up in East LA, I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
It's still wrong. Not to be taken lightly. It's still wrong. They shouldn't do that. But if you go to the LA River,
yeah,
and I don't know if they cleaned it up. Yeah, we were there one day, and there was a group of dudes that had rollers, and they were leaving their mark, and it was. I mean, we stopped because we were just like, man, they're so much better at this than we are. But
Tony actually gave up his window spot on the high-rise building. He was like, no.
I was like, no.
It's not for me.
That was so fun. It was so fun to go to the LA River and draw and leave your design. And that's kind of what I compare it to, is just you would go and you would walk it, and there'd be, and there is the danger component, because you would see neighborhoods drop their set, and it was, I mean, when we saw it just takes me to a flashback when I was 16, and then we saw the guys, and I was like, oh fuck, there's an M. Is that Maravilla? Is it about to go down?
Yeah.
And we saw a T, and I was like, okay, so it's not MV, so who? And then it was I clearly remember it was MTS, and I was like, Metro's here? What? But it was like some small set. They just wanted to draw something really big. And my buddies, the set they were claiming, it was just they didn't have any beef, but it could have been really bad. You know, it could have been where they were from a set that wasn't who we were, and it could have got pretty violent. And you know, when I split this is cool. Like, and it's not going to be hard to take off the glass. Now, if they use glass eater though, that's fucked up.
I don't know what they used.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was cool, and I was like, I wonder what Tony. I'm
That's
surprised
super
you
cool.
hadn't heard of it, but
Yeah, I hadn't. I'm headed to LA right now, so I'm
go take a look.
going to be in downtown. Yeah. I'm going to have
If
to
you
take-
see it, can you send me a picture of it, like in the flesh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right outside downtown LA. I love it. That was cool. I wish I could show it on the screen. I don't know how. We'll get better at this.
Yeah.
Next
All right, girls. All right. Well, thanks for doing this. This is fun. This was much more fun than last week's.
I know. So are we on for next week or what?
Yeah.
Next
Did you
week.
see the clips I put out?
I really wasn't on Instagram. I watched one of them. I deleted my Instagram the whole time I was on vacation. So
Okay. I made like 30 clips from last
Oh.
week's episode.
I
Like,
just saw 1 or 2 though.
yeah, my social media guy wasn't super ecstatic with me posting my own stuff. So he's
well,
like,
it
please
got
don't.
deleted. I did see one of them got deleted. You got in trouble, I'm guessing.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll let Aaron do Aaron's thing. I'm gonna have a separate Instagram for all my own personal stuff. But Aaron, who's running my mortgage social media, he's much better at it than I am.
Nice.
But we can also do like a Instagram page that's like, if you come up with a name for it, I will create an Instagram page, and every day we can just drop a clip
Mhm.
of this. And then you can follow the transition from like our first episode, and like imagine a year, and then we have 4,000 clips or whatever, 300 times 30. So we post every day for 252 weekdays. So we post twice a day and do like 500 clips. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, girls.
We can
Let me-
also box for people just to drop their questions about.
Yeah, it's live, so like they can drop questions and then I can share them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we're so live.
Yes.
All right, adios. I'm out of here. I have to
Okay.
drive to LA. It's gonna
Oh,
suck.
Have fun.
Peace out.
Good day.
Thank
Toodle.
you.
Bye.